How you doing, Ellie? Thanks for coming. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm heading home. I'm just south of Louisville, Kentucky. I'm about 3 hours from my house, and I pick up my load tomorrow in Anderson, which is about 45 minutes from my house, and then I take it to Jacksonville, Florida. Oh yeah, I wish he was still around to still doing videos. I'd be interested in hearing his opinion. A lot has happened since he passed on. Oh, my favorite ones where he was by himself and he learned how to run the computer to, record himself. Um, like if you were to go to Google and type in AGP and put in like Dylan Roof, hearing his opinion on that, it's where he videotaped himself. His son Michael wasn't there. Nobody was there. It was just him. Those were my favorite videos because he stated his opinion and he was right, and he stated some facts about certain issues. He also did one about Casey Anthony. Oh my God, he could not stand that woman. Casey Anthony got away with murdering her own child, her daughter, and everybody was just blown away when the uh, the jury rendered its verdict, and I'm like, I don't believe this. He also did one about Eric Gardner, the the guy who it was in, I believe, in New York City, and he stood up in his neighborhood and he stopped a fight between two guys. But the police was giving him a hard time and harassing him, and then ended up wanting to arrest him, and they choked him out, and he said he couldn't breathe, and then he ended up dying. And the grand jury acquitted those police officers. That was wrong. No, 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 no. The city of New York should have been, raked across the coals for that one. The guy didn't do any. Eric Gardner didn't do anything. He broke up a fight, and they end up harassing him and want to throw him in jail. And I'm like, what the hell? It's just some of these people that get a badge, want to do impressive things and want to get into fights and want to do this and it's not about that. My mom was a cop, and she said the thing you want to do is diffuse a situation, not escalate it. Because if you escalate it, that's when people get hurt. That's when people get killed for no reason. If my mom was alive today and worked on the force, she said this. She goes, I would tell all these rookies, don't ever touch your gun. Even if it's in the holster, don't even touch it. But these police officers, they go to their gun right away. And you don't do that. Hi, GJ. I'm deadheading to my next load in Anderson, Indiana, but I can't pick up till tomorrow. So I'm going to stop by my house and pick up my new K1 because it came in the mail a few days ago. I just hope I can get it to work. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, then I'm about to figure out why my K1 wasn't wanting to connect to my laptop before it broke. I think it was the K1 itself. It didn't want to connect to my laptops. None of them. Oh yeah, and he had that industrial fan going. I kind of felt sorry for him because he had gastric bypass surgery. He used to be a really, really big guy. You see some of the earlier videos, you'll see how big he was. But it started a few years before his death. You could see him starting to thin out and looking good because he had gastric bypass, and that's one of the side effects of getting gastric bypass is you fart a lot and on command. Like he could do it anytime he wanted to. It seemed. I don't know why he got involved with that girl Tina. She was a foul mouthed woman, which I do not, I do not find attractive at all. The way that she talked, because to me, she acted like a man, and it's like I don't see anything remotely attractive about that woman. She was funny, yeah, but that's about it. Hey, there's a Smokey Bear that just turned around. Anyway, when she talked and she cussed every other word, she was what we call ghetto. She talked like she was a black woman from the downright ghetto, and she was white. And it's not remotely attractive in my book at all. It's like, ugh. Let's put it this way: somebody would have to be really drunk and desperate to want somebody like her. I was like, oh, But I think it happened like 2 or 3 years before his death. He hooked up with one of his fans. It's a young female. She was really enamored by him, and she met him in Charleston, moved in with him for a little while until he died. Come on, people, what are you hitting your brake for? He's got him pulled over for a reason. Who cares? Oh, her name was Lauren. I could never remember that girl's name. But he was happy with her, and she was happy with him, and there was a major age gap there, which is unheard of here in the United States. There was like a 30-year age gap. Yeah, he hates Wendy's because of the national story that went out that somebody ordered the chili from Wendy's and there was a fingernail in it, which is gross, and I agree. But that's an isolated incident. It's like this was happening all over the place. So a lot of us made the joke, let's go to Wendy's and get some finger food. Because Wendy's chili was actually really good. Getting ever so close to Louisville. And now you're going to drive right into a fog. Ooh, kiss my ass. Yeah, he did. Um, there's a bunch of videos out there called collage of every fart he ever did, but not every. Well, a lot of them show the majority of them, but not all. You can't find one video that has them all. Close, but not them all. One of the funny ones is when he had the megaphone in his hand. They were going to do some yard work. One thing is for certain, I can tell he knows how to cook fairly well, but I'm not so sure if he knew to cook something in a simmer instead of full blast. You turn the oven on, high heat like that, and you burn things that way. I don't think he knew anything about slow roll and boil and simmer. I don't think he knew anything about that. That takes a lot of patience. Well, you look at some of the food he cooked and ate, and it's like, well, yeah, I think if that were to hit anybody's colon, it would make them fart. It's like, whoa. Now I'm sure some of it is good, like when he made pecan pie and sweet potato pie. I knew that was good. He knew what he was doing with those. Yeah, pecan pie is very popular in South Carolina because there's pecan trees everywhere. 9 times out of 10, you move into a house in South Carolina, you got a pecan tree in your yard. Oh yeah, he trashed like maybe 2 or 3 microwaves over the years, trashed a stove, a refrigerator, a few TVs, a lawnmower, and a couple of grills. Many a table and chairs. I believe a couple of cell phones too, and a tablet. Try to find the video where him and oh God, what's her name? Michael's girlfriend and wife later on. What's her name? I know West is her last name, but they were shooting back and forth at each other while he was sitting at the kitchen table, and they watched this somebody's video. Bridget is her name. Yeah, yeah. Bridget was telling him give these people a like and subscribe to them, and he didn't want to because he didn't like the video, but she did, and they kept on going back and forth. And he goes, all right. He goes, all right, I give it up. And as soon as he stands up, he farts. He goes, I give it up. One fart up. It was hilarious. And then you hear Michael go, oh my God. Hang on a second. I got somebody in the background here. I haven't been paying attention here. Hi, Sheer.
Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Oh my God, where's your next destination?
Home to get my
Oh,
K1.
oh, that's good. Now you can sing now. Yeah, yeah. Good evening, guys. Yeah, good evening here in the Philippines, and good morning in USA.
That
Oh my.
Darren's got a nice condo where he's staying there in Cebu.
Okay, that's good. Mm-hmm. Did you invite Sammy to come up here?
No, could you send it for me? Because I sent
Okay,
it to you and I sent it to Darren.
okay. I'll send it to Sammy.
But
Hold on.
judging by what time it is, he's probably having dinner with his wife right at the moment. Or they're doing something important business. Oh, there's Jesse. Yeah, Sammy should be coming now. Sure, if you send Sammy a message, tell her Jesse's here. That'll probably get her to show up. Oh, come on, man.
What happened?
It might be an accident up here, and everybody's slowing down, look at it and everything instead of just going.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Just calm
ghost
down,
hunting
son.
was a bit ridiculous. I don't think they were ghost hunting; they were just screwing around. And you see, you can't see him, but you know he's up there on that balcony, and he lets out this massive fart, and they're like, "Oh God!" And he's like, "Yeah, boy," and we're like, "Oh my God!"
I hope Sammy will come up. Mhm.
Well, there's the emergency vehicles, but oh yeah, there's a car. It hit the barrier in the middle there.
Yeah. Oh, Blessed Life was live.
Really, when?
Uh, this afternoon, and she was
Probably.
singing, and after that, she ended the live stream.
Yeah, that's probably when I was asleep.
Yes. Yeah. No, I just came up here because of you invited me, and yeah, I might after this I might go out. I'll just buy some bread. I wake up so late because of my freaking narcoleptic. Oh, by the way, you know what happened to Honey Bunny?
No.
He was attacked during his live stream in Angeles City. There was a one guy over there. I think that is a friend of Big Joe. I think he posted something, a picture together with that guy, and the guy doesn't like it, and he said that next time if you want to post something, you ask the permission first to me. And then he said on the live stream, "F you." Oh my god. It was really embarrassing. My god. I told to
Well,
Honey Bunny, wow. Yeah.
if you don't want something on the internet, you shouldn't have took the picture in the first place.
Yeah, I know.
That's why, see, I'm not a very photogenic person. Okay, if someone's taking my picture, I really don't know about it
Mm-hmm.
because I can care less if I get any pictures of myself or anybody with me in it. That's the
Yeah.
way my
Hey,
family has always been.
yeah. Hey, Sean. Do you know the band Redbone?
Not familiar, no.
No, it was that was a Native American Indian rock star during 1974, and I think uh, he was the one who sang the "Come and Get Your Love."
I got to hear it. I probably know it, just don't realize it.
Yeah, before they sing, I think someone was dancing in a Native American, like a peacock dance or something. Yeah, they're rock
They're
band actually.
they're dressed in ceremonial gear.
Yeah, at first the other member who was a guitarist, he will dance first, a ceremonial, and then after that they will perform now about their song. Yeah, but this guy, Loli Vegas, he is half Native American Indian and half Latino. He already died,
Hmm.
around 2010. And that guy is almost their father.
Yeah, 1974. I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
I stop off and get a coffee.
Oh, yeah, 1974, yeah. Well, yeah, you're born around 1971 or 72?
1970. The reason why I
1970.
say I was probably 3 years old because my birthday until the end of the year in December.
Ah, okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
I was almost born in 71, but nope, December of 70.
Okay. So yeah, it was really nice. I really like his voice, but yeah, sad to say he just passed away. And then I was reading or watching about your tribe, which is the Chippewa. Alam niya wala ako Wi-Fi. Oh, Sammy has no Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, maybe I'll come back again, Sean. Okay, I'll just go to the grocery for a while, and then over there I will connect. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Take care. Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.
Well, Ellie, Michael was approached by a network, and I don't know which one. They wanted to make AGP a TV series, and Michael said, his name is Charles Green, and he goes, "My dad can't act worth a shit." That's what he told him. He goes, "That's why mostly you're going to get reality," and that's what they wanted, but I guess it was a no go, and they didn't go for it. I don't know what happened with that, but it would have been a good television series, but it wouldn't have lasted long. It would probably would have lasted 2 or 3 seasons, and that's when AGP passed away. Now, a lot of the AGP Angry Grandpa fans still watch his videos, but they moved. A lot of them are Angry Grandma fans. Now, I know where her and her grandson are from. They're from Monroe, Michigan. Now, she's funny. I remember the first video I saw about her. It was about there was a tornado outbreak up there, and she had a fork in her hand using it as a microphone, and she was just going off about it. It was just totally hilarious. And then the continuation of that video, there was a part two to it. She's sitting on her in her chair, a lazy boy chair, which is popular with old folks, and she's complaining and cussing because what it was is she had a date lined up, I guess, and because of the storm, he didn't show up. And she goes, "Damn it! I was looking forward to getting my butt cheeks clapped." I died when she said that, but she's gained a lot of popularity also. There, I can finally get into this pump now that guy got it the hell out of the way. I still got plenty. I don't need any here. I'm just gonna wait till I get to the Petro in New Perry. But if there's anybody in here except for Ellie, just give me a minute. I'm gonna go in here and get a coffee and take a 10-100. I'll just be about 5 minutes, and I appreciate it. Oh, come on, man. Be right back, guys. Oh yeah, you talking about that one? He's opened up the fan mail, yeah, and he let out like three massive ones within a matter of 5 minutes. But they ain't making no joke when they call it gastric bypass surgery. And sometimes some of these choke and puke bathrooms I go in, like this one, oh my God, it was a. Sometimes I just wish I would have just hit the shoulder and whiz in the ditch or behind a tree. It smelled downright awful in there. But one good thing about it was the girl named Sammy behind the counter gave me a free coffee. She was cute. Oh, thank you, darling. I don't know why these people park on the side here. They're blocking the freaking road to get in and out of the truck stop. Now, you see, if I did that, I'd be getting a knock at the door. You got to move. You can't park here. But there are just some drivers that can get away with it and stay there as long as they want. And I have a problem with that. Yeah. If that was me that did it, then I'd be getting a knock at the door asking to leave or find a parking spot. Next up, most likely and hopefully, the Petro in New Paris, Ohio, 5 miles from my house. Ugh. But hell, I'm over 3 hours away from that still. I'm going to take 65 through Louisville and then get into Indianapolis, Indiana, then head east on 70. One of the earlier ones that I like when he first got started, or when they first started doing videos of him, he was underneath the trailer and he moved the underpinning, which covers the from the bottom of the trailer to the ground. It's called underpinning, and he removed a section of it to get underneath there because there were a bunch of cats that, and it does happen. And because during the wintertime they can be warm in there, they'll get underneath underneath the trailer and they'll claw at the fabric because it's insulated there, and they'll climb up in the insulation to stay warm. Anyway, he was wondering why he wasn't getting heat in his room, and that was because they clawed away the the insulation where his air duct is, and it was just blowing out cold air. And Michael was recording him, and he goes, "The cats, man, the ever loving motherfucking cats." He goes, "I'm gonna call PETA." He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna make a stew." Yeah, he hated cats because of that. Because at that time, the woman he was dating, we never got to see. He was angry because if she feeds those cats one more time, I don't know if he was married to the woman, but early on. But I don't think Michael's mother was ever mentioned in any of the videos, not that I recall, mentioned or even seen. You saw his sister because the kids you saw in the video was his nephews and one of his nieces, and that was his sister's kids. But I believe that's the only family member that you saw outside, her and AGP. Is that what that was? That his sister's name, Jenny? Because you see Jenny, or I guess that's her name, but you see Michael and his sister standing there, and AGP standing there, and he just lets out this massive fart, and I'm like, oh my god, open a window. But me, I don't like the fact that early on people gave Michael a bunch of crap because of the age gap between him and Bridget. It's like people, the age gap is only something in your mind, and it's in our culture over here in the United States. Only people in the United States think about an age gap to where they think, well, that's inappropriate. Says who? All our culture morphed into believing in that. And then they want to throw the Bible around. And I'm like, really? I said, you obviously didn't read the stories about Abraham and how many wives he had and what age they were. And I said, they didn't go by this rule. You had to be 18 years old to be considered as a woman. Nope. And this only happened, only 150 years ago. If you go back 150 years and then from there all the way back in history, women were seen as women when they have their first menstruational period. That's when a girl becomes a woman. And all of humanity was that way. That was when they become women. Not their age, had nothing to do with it. When a girl has her first period and can bear children, that's when she becomes a woman. Now, I mean, I know that may angry some people, but hey, that wasn't me. I'm just pointing out history and the way things used to be throughout the majority of since human beings became what we are. Now, I agree. Females aren't complete adults. Well, and our culture here in the United States, depending on how you grew up, for the most part, yes, girls, that are 18 and under can mature very quickly, and they typically do, depending on their situation and economical situation that they're in. But yes, a lot of them. Shoot, I can point to a few 40-year-old women that still act like a kid, like they never grew up. And I can point to a 13-year-old that seemed more mature than those 40-year-olds. Just all depends on the situation you're in. Anyway, this morality police, makes me sick. Excuse me. And they really need to fix these roads. Kind of wish I would have woke up at 1, started driving then. I'd be there now. I don't have to deal with this traffic building up. Oh, yeah, I got to mention about the title of the video here. Blame Canada, that was the name of a song that was in the movie South Park. Yeah, South Park. But before that, back in 1994, Michael Moore released a movie with John Candy in it. It wasn't released until the following year in 95, called Canadian Bacon. And now, the way our president elect is talking, we're actually living that for real now. And it's like, you can't be serious. And if anybody takes that seriously, they need to get some mental help. Seriously. Because the way he's talking and acting, proves my theory. It's like, look, Canada's been our designated driver for many years. And now they're to the point, though I told them long ago, look, you wrecked the car, that's on you. I ain't going to look out for you anymore for being so damn stupid. And that's exactly what this is. It's all stupidity and ignorance. Oh, geez. Here we go. Just south of Louisville here by the airport, and it's getting backed up. This is awful. Yeah, Cartman is the one that always started it. the language. I like that they always went up there and they were looking at something. Oh, is it Cartman's mom? Hey, it is Cartman's mom. The German shines a video. And you see their little eyeballs go down while they're watching it, and it happens, and they're like, ah! And Stan runs to the corner and throws up. Cut it off, dude, cut it off. Jesus, what the hell is wrong with German people? Oh. Well, that was a chunk that was taken out of the pavement from the plows. But anyway, the only people that are going to support that are really crazy, crazy people, weak minded, and need mental help. Because I'm telling you, I don't care what they do or what they claim and put on the news. Something happened along the border of the United States, Canada. People are not going to buy it. They're going to be like, that's bullshit. I'd be like, Donald, look, it'd be a lot easier to sell this about some other country. Uh, it's not going to work with Canada because look, you need to sit down and watch Canadian Bacon and then watch the South Park cartoon movie, and you'll get a full understanding that this was a major joke and everybody enjoyed it because it was satire. But you're wanting to make it a reality. No one is going to buy it. Not only that, there are a lot of people that have relatives that live on the other side. And or you have a lot of people that go to Canada and made a lot of friends up there. And they're like, Canada is a lot nicer place than us. I'll tell you that. Except for going to a hockey game. Now that's a little different. Yeah, it's not going to work. And our military, our people in the military aren't going to go along with it either. They're going to be like, this is crazy and this is stupid. Well, that clip could end up on Boneheaded Truckers. No, I don't remember that one, Ellie. Ugh, excuse me. I do remember there's, I don't know what it is, they had him eaten. And it was really funny. The look on his face, and he said, it tastes like paint or something like that. I can't remember. You know, if I don't know what something is, which rarely happens, I sure as hell am not going to eat it. Well, slow down there. You wouldn't have to lock down your brakes. You're lucky that trailer didn't slide out and hit the car beside you or hit me. Oh yeah, baked beans are going to affect everybody that way. You know, people know when they're eating baked beans or something with baked beans in it. They ought to know you're going to be farting as soon as that hits your colon. And while you're digesting that and it hits your colon, it's going to develop some heavy amount of gas, and it's going to continue until you pass it. At least if beans affect you that way, which for the most part it does everybody. But for some reason, the type of food, and I won't eat it anymore. It was good, but I won't eat it anymore. That would affect me like that would be the spicy chicken sandwich at Subway. I'll never eat those again. That's how bad it was. All I know is they got to be putting something in it. I don't know what it is that causes it. Oh, well, there's downtown Louisville. Haven't quite made it yet. It's my fault. Should have left at 1. I wouldn't be in this. I'd be home by now. Uh, this I do know, Ellie, and WWE, they usually stop here in Louisville a lot. They always have either SmackDown or Raw here at the Yum Center. And I know why, because they sell out every time they're here. And they keep track of things like that. And that's good business. They're like, look, we sell out every time we go here. Let's do another show over here. It's only a few miles from the airport. Easy in, easy out. Yeah, that's what you were talking about earlier. He, People left their cell phones, they left everything and walked out. And they were standing out front because they couldn't stand it. It was so bad. Even the guy that was making the sandwiches lost it. But see, he knew them for a long time. And AGP, he hated Hulk Hogan too. And that last, not almost 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks this Monday on Raw. They brought out Jimmy Hart with Hulk Hogan. I felt sorry for Jimmy Hart, but I had never seen Hogan booed so much, with the exception of when he turned heel in the WCW and became Hollywood Hulk Hogan. There was trash and everything being thrown up in the ring. But here he is. It's Hulk Hogan. They do not like Hogan anymore, and he he's literally excommunicated. That's how bad it is. And he did it to himself. He was an icon. He made wrestling what it is today. But the things that he's done and things that he had said, he lost the people. And right here in Louisville, Ellie, this is where Jim Cornette's from, and he still lives here today. He was the manager, valet. He wore glasses, looked like a nerd, and wore a suit and had a tennis racket. Yeah, Jim Cornette. He's from here. He runs his own YouTube channel called the Corny Drive Through, and that name came from an incident years ago when him and a bunch of wrestlers were in a car and they went to, I think it was a Burger King drive-through, and Jim Cornette just went off on the people that couldn't make the sandwiches right. It was like he was in character, but he wasn't. And the language got bad. But look, Jim Cornette was good at what he did back in the day. Back in the territory days, he started off in Mid South, and then he went to Smoky Mountain. Oh, he was big. Jim Cornette was so good at what he did, he caused riots back in the day because people wanted to kill him. but he was good at what he did, and that's why he became famous like that. Because if you can get a crowd to really love you or downright hate you, you were a mainstay. You were, they kept you around because you were a moneymaker. You can control the crowd. And what I learned from the heels is a lot of them say it was more fun to be a heel than a face. I don't know Patty Mayo, but mayo is short for mayonnaise, and I can't stand mayonnaise. I just smell it and it makes me want to throw up. Through downtown here, cross over the bridge, and I'll be in Indiana. God, this road is rough. Uh, the Yum Center is over to my left, Ellie. You wanted to know? At least I think you keep up with the wrestling. I don't know. I know Tammy does. Me, I haven't watched it in almost a year. When Kana had left to get the knee surgery, I'm like, I'm not watching this. She's the only reason why I'll watch. And once I watch her match, I turn something else on. Patty Mayo. Are you thinking Dog the Bounty Hunter? I know some wrestlers that moonlighted as a bounty hunter, and they were real good. Uh, Doctor Death was one. Matter of fact, he made more money being a bounty hunter than he did in wrestling, and he was famous. And there was a couple other wrestlers that were bounty hunters also. I can't remember them. Ellie, you're not making sense. I have no idea what that means. I'm in Indiana. Just let you all know, many years ago, back in the late 60s, early 70s, I can't remember which year it was, but Muhammad Ali threw us an Olympic gold medal in that river that I just went over. And believe me, people have been trying to find it too. Uh, why did he throw it in the river? Because of the racism here in America at the time. Western Star. Oh, you watched the new Sonic the Hedgehog? I know. I played the video game because it initially came out after I graduated high school. I played like the first one years ago, but other than that, I don't know much about that game. I just saw it as a cheap knockoff of Mario. I gotta slide over another lane. Well, I hope he's a good leader, and I hope everything works out. Yeah, I want to do at least. I want to do that at least once in my lifetime, just for the experience. Now I'm like about 2 hours and 30 minutes from my house. But Ellie, what we're witnessing is the death of an empire, and it's sad, and nobody likes it. Some people don't want to think about it, pretend it's not there, but it is. And when you have a strong country like mine in decay, and in every country, it regurgitates a leader like what we're going to have. Going to make all these promises and bring you back to the good old days, but it's not going to happen. People believe it just because they say it. China doesn't want to. China wants to create a cooperative, multipolar world. And I agree. See, a lot of Americans, Ellie, do not know the history of other countries. The only thing they go by is what they've been told to believe and accept without question. To blindly believe what we say, we won't lie to you until you find out you've been lied to massively. That's why that all ended when I became of age and realized how much we've been lied to, and that's why I stopped believing anything I was being told. I'm like, don't tell me, show me. I tried to explain to him, have you ever been to Taiwan? No. Well, how can you make a judgment on a country you've never even been to or even understand its culture? I said, do you know what language they speak over there? Taiwanese. No. What language do they speak over there? Mandarin and Cantonese. Oh, now why is that? Because that's exactly what the Chinese speak. Because Taiwan was a part of China. And you know its history. 1948, they had their revolution, and the emperor had to advocate the throne and run away, and was in exile on Taiwan, the island of Taiwan. And they're like, okay, he's there. We'll just leave him alone. But see, people don't read the history. They just go by what they were told and believe it at that and leave it at that and think it's true. And it's not. See, since 1980, Ellie, since 1980 until 2008 happened, everybody was believing a fantasy that was still there. And it wasn't. It's just over time, it accelerates and gets quicker, and more and more people are feeling the pinch. When 2008 happened, and a lot of people lost their pensions and lost their jobs, it was then that they realized they've been living this fantasy that isn't there. And the younger generation are old enough to understand that it never was there for them, like it was for all the other generations. And it's time to adjust accordingly. Yeah, and I find that more controlling of the language, Jesse, right here in America, because you got massive amounts of American that use these buzzwords. Like you're supposed to know what it means, but nobody knows what it means, only in their own mind. And when you ask them, okay, what does that word mean that you just used, a buzzword, and you get a fruit salad of answers. Not one person comes up with the same answer. I said because you don't know what it means, and it's okay to admit that because I admitted it. I didn't know what it meant, and I wanted to know what it meant, so I read some books where it all came out, where that buzzword started, and then I got a full understanding, and I'm like, why was I lied to? Why did I have to discover how defective the education system is over here? We weren't being taught properly or correctly or given all the information to get a full understanding of something. Anyway, I'm so out of the loop because I don't watch TV. I keep hearing everybody talking about this woke crap, whatever it means. And I'm like, okay, who invented this crap? Because I only hear it from people who complain about it. And I'll never forget that. You know, you're either subject or subjected to things here in America, even if you don't really give a shit about it. But they're going to make sure you know about it. You know, this complaint about, who's using what bathroom. And I'm like, are we serious? Like I said, if I got to go, I'm going to go. I go into a public restroom, I take care of business, and I'm out of there. If I have any conversation at all, it's right next to the sink where I'm washing my hands and talking to the driver washing his hands. How you doing? Hey, you head north? What's the roads like? That's about it. I don't go into the restroom to have lengthy conversations. I go in, take care of my business, and get out of there. Plus, for the most part, a lot of these places smell downright awful to go into. And those people who are complaining, I'm like, well, you need to stop hanging around public restrooms so much. Get in there, do your business, and get out of there. I've never been bothered by anybody. I'm like, that issue is really going to solve our problem here in America. Not at all. But I keep telling people, you bring up all these, salad dressing issues. It's all theater to distract you from talking about or being a critic of the real issue that does affect all of us. And that's the only reason why this crap gets brought up and rehashed all the time. And when I throw it out there, what the issue is, and talk about it, people want to run away from it. And they pretend it's not there, but you can pretend all you want, but the scary thing's still there. And we got millions of Americans in denial. Well, if we think in that direction about God and languages and different races of people, one of the most wisest thing I ever heard about that was from one of my favorite actors, Morgan Freeman, when he played the character Azim. And Azim was a Moor, and which is a Muslim, and he said, Allah loves wondrous variety. That makes a lot of sense to me. Sometimes I pick out something in a movie that could be very revolutionary, very good philosophy. Because the world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Wouldn't you agree? Like Eddie Murphy in the movie The Nutty Professor when he was playing his father, Cletus. No, you're supposed to have all that. Small, fat, thin. You're supposed to have all that mess. That was a hilarious movie. And that's the favorite part of the entire movie was the clump sitting at the kitchen table having a meal together. And the funny thing about that scene, the first one with at the table the first time, the only real people that were really sitting there was Eddie Murphy and the boy. That was it. Because Eddie Murphy did all the parts as different characters. And then the second time, they added the female, but they were the only three of them sitting at the table in reality. Every time it's time to turn around, people saying lose weight and skin look all ashy. Hey, look at Oprah. Oprah, she was fine. And Luther Vandross, he lost all that weight. Nigga used to be the Black Pavarotti. Oprah and Luther need to keep their ass one way because I'm getting confused. Oh yeah, yeah. At the end of the scene, I remember you see um, Sherman leaving the house, and his mom followed him out the door, and she was telling him the story, and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, them dogs done tore into my garbage," and you hear a glass jar breaking. Now that's one mental issue I have, and I don't know why. When I hear glass breaking, it makes me laugh, and I don't know why. Especially light bulbs, the way they pop and everything. When I hear glass break, it just makes me laugh, and I don't know why. I'm trying to figure that out. Well, anyway, she goes, God, the dog's tore in my garbage. She goes, Cletus, the dog's ripped open the garbage again. And you hear his voice coming from the house. Well, shoot the damn dogs, Em. I'm trying to watch Roseanne. And she's like, I ain't shooting no dog. That was hilarious. But I tell you what, it's real. I know a few people that are a little bit like that in real life. Okay, I got a mobile parking lot in my way. Going to deliver some new Hondas. Jesse, if you're still here, just to let you know, the auto industry, oh, it's toast. And I've known this for a long time. They got cars that have been sitting on lots for well over a year or two, and that used to be unheard of. But the thing is, people can't afford to go and buy a new car anymore, not like they used to. And the auto industry is realizing what they did years ago in 1980 was a slow death. They cut a slow bleeding artery that finally is catching up to them. They they're learning they killed the goose that laid their golden eggs, because once you pack up and move the good paying jobs to another country for cheap foreign labor, pretty soon you're going to have the mass of people unable to buy what you're trying to sell. And that's the issue they're running into right now. That's why I see these car haulers. They said, I can't be busier. I said, yeah, you're transferring cars from one car lot to another because they're consolidating. A lot of places that sell cars, a lot of the lots are empty now and closed down. I think in the past year, over 300 car lots across the country closed down. They merged with another one. They're not surviving either. Now, rental car places are doing okay because the travelers, a lot of people, because I remember when I rented a car to get from my house to Springfield, I got there was nobody there. But within 5 minutes, there was 5 people waiting behind me needing to get a rental car. And I do know this: the last bailout we gave GM, they used that bailout money that we paid for, and they bet the farm on it. They produced more cars in China to try to sell them there, but the mass of people there weren't buying them, and they did that for a reason, because they were waiting for the BYD company to release the best, cheapest electric car constructed in the world. And the BYD company in China has done it. It's better than the Tesla, a lot cheaper than the Tesla. But that's why they slap tariffs on it, 100%. And they make it sound like to the American people that, oh, we're sticking it to the Chinese. You ain't sticking nothing to the Chinese. You're sticking it to your own people. Because those cars cost $30,000. China sells them to somebody that has them shipped over here, a dealership or whatever, and they come over here. The Chinese already got their 30,000. They already got their money. Now that tariff, which makes the car cost 60, that 30,000 that you're paying is going to the Uncle Sam. We pay it, not the Chinese. That's why tariffs never work. Wherever the product comes from, their origin, they already got their money. They don't pay any tax. The tariff, which is a tax, you pay. when you buy it. And my question was this to those right wingers. Okay, GM, Ford, and Chrysler, those vehicles they have made over in Beijing or Hyderabad, Brazil, or Hyderabad, India, or Sao Paulo, Brazil, do those vehicles have a tariff slapped on them because they're not made here? I bet you that didn't go over. That about flew over them like a fart in a diving helmet. And me, I'm like, who the hell is his aide? Because I would volunteer. Yeah, I'm like, you don't have to pay me. I'll volunteer to be your aide. 'Cause he needs control. And I'd be like, look, don't be saying this stuff. And don't be even planning on doing it. Here's the direction you need to go in. Now, if you want a good legacy and have the massive amount of American people revere you, this is what you need to do, or at least attempt to do. Because your base that you threw away are starting to learn. And I said, the American people, I said, yeah, you're going to make only these small, tiny number of people happy. Or do you want to make the American people happy, the mass majority? Well, this is what you're going to have to do. Because, look, you're lucky to have only maybe another 10 years left of your life. How do you want to be remembered? Because that gets to every male that has ever lived, is how I want to be remembered. Do I want to be remembered as an asshole? Or do I want to be remembered as somebody who really cared for somebody besides himself? Because that's what is important. You talk to a dying soldier dying on the battlefield. What is the number one thing that they say? And it's always the same thing. Tell my wife I love her. Ugh, and then they die. That is usually, typically, the last words of a dying soldier. And when I die, the only ones that are going to remember me and take me throughout the rest of their lives is my kids. And that's who I got to worry about. That's what I want. How are they going to remember me? An asshole dad that was never around, or a father that actually really did care and loved them and made sure they had every advantage made available to them because of my hard work, is why I wasn't around that much. Like my oldest daughter understands, and now my son understands. Because I didn't understand it when I was a kid either. But when I became an adult, I understood pretty quickly what it was all about. Because I lived both of it. I already lived what my children went through because my father was an over the road trucker. Hey, hey, ugly, over here. Uh, I can shut my headlights off now. Hell. Let's see here. Looks like I had such a lovely conversation. Ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Uh, wow, somebody had a bunch of snow fall off the top of their trailer and smashed all over the roadway here. Mhm. Damn, I'm that far away. 146 miles. I finally punched it in the GPS here. And I'm an hour from the bypass of Indianapolis. Okay. Something tells me I'm probably going to need to get fuel soon. Yeah, I'm still doing pretty good. I'm getting 10.6 miles per gallon. That's insane. Oh, Lord have mercy. Just wish some people would come up to my panel and get up a brilliant conversation. My channel is an open forum, folks. You can talk about anything. I like to leave it an open forum because that's how good ideas and people learn from one another. Room. You're not the same person when you leave the room. And I'll be right back. There we go. No, I had to take that phone call, and the screen probably froze up, and the screen kept on wanting to turn off, and I hate that. Thanks for staying with me. I may not be able to do it tonight, most likely not, but tomorrow night I might do a live stream. Typically, the time Darren would do his in place of Darren, because Darren isn't going to be doing any live streams for about a month until about the mid-February. Yeah, mid-February he won't be doing any live streams, but he'll probably have plenty of short videos he's going to release. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there at the Verizon place if it's open there at the truck stop, and I'm going to ask him, okay, can you do me a favor? Can you fix my phone to where the screen stops wanting to shut off while I'm doing a live stream? Because all my other phones never did it. It's like one issue after another. But I do know this. I think it's supposed to happen this weekend. I'm not sure exactly, Jesse, but we're supposed to get hit by an Arctic blast. Just let me get my load tomorrow out of Anderson and head to Florida. But it's supposed to dip all the way down to Georgia, like that last storm did. Hmm. 50 miles to the bypass. And then the road gets really rough. They've only fixed sections of it here and there, but for the most part, it is really rough. I remember Big Show, his truck needed alignment pretty bad. He drove through there, and the road was so rough and bumpy, it actually knocked his truck back into alignment, and he was laughing about it. It now normally would knock your truck out of alignment, but it knocked it back in alignment. He said, "See," he goes, "normally if I let go of the steering wheel, it wants to pull to the right massively, but now it's not even doing that." Yeah, I was looking at Reed Trimmer's channel. He's a storm chaser. When there isn't nothing to chase, which there hasn't in the past week, he's been home doing live streams from there, and he's just reporting the future weather. If he does any chasing this time of year, it's down at the Dixie Alley. Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, the Dixie Alley there. That didn't exist 5 years ago, but thanks to global warming, it now exists. Yeah, tornadoes rarely ever touch down in that area, but now they're getting to be really common, and it doesn't happen by accident. Ugh. Just took my last swig of coffee. And get me a bottled water out of the cooler. Well, it says I got 5 people in here and nobody wants to join the panel. Come on now. Like I said, this is an open forum. We can talk about anything. Oh, and by the way, my title, Blame Canada, yeah, that comes from a song from the movie South Park. Like the general goes, all right, you darkies, you're part of the program called Project Human Shield. And Chef goes, wait a minute. You ever heard the Emancipation Proclamation? And the general goes, no, I don't listen to hip hop. Yeah, the satire in South Park, they attack everybody. That's why a lot of people like South Park. They attack every issue and they attack everybody. Well, it can be done, but nobody was willing to do it. And here's what I would told them back in 1980. I would have got with the governor and the senator of the state of Michigan, brought them into a meeting, and they would tell us, and they would look for us to be sympathizing with them and say, we can make more profit by packing up here and moving over there. And I'm like, okay, you can do that, but you're not going to get a taxpayer funded tax cut to do it. You're going to do this on your own. But they ended up getting a major tax cut, taxpayer funded tax cut. And what did they do with the money? They used it to build their warehouses over there because it's very expensive to do this. And we paid for that, for them to do that. And I would have told them, you're not going to get a taxpayer funded tax cut to do this. You're on your own. And I'd be like, good, go. We don't need you. But let me tell you something, sir. Once you leave, the employees here are going to take this building and they're going to take everything in it. And they know all the customers across the country. And they know exactly what I'm talking about because it's totally legal. The government can seize property at any time they see fit. We're going to take this building, we're going to take everything in it, and we're going to make a worker co-op. And we're going to compete against you and defeat you. And then I would turn to the governor and the senator and say, hey, you need to help support this co-op. And you need to give us tax breaks and you need to do all this, just like you would any other capitalist company. You're going to give us the same thing. And we're going to run it as a co-op. And this has been done many a time. And a lot of those capitalist companies that packed up and wanted to leave to another country, they ended up failing because they couldn't compete against the co-op. Because the co-op isn't worried about making mass profits to the multi-billionaire class that are on the boards of directors. Because the surplus that they once made that went to the 40 people on that boards of directors of the three major auto companies, yeah, they got to do what they wanted with the surplus, which was millions and millions of dollars. Well, the workers aren't going to give that to a tiny group of people to do that. They're going to find other things for it. They could save it for something else, whatever they vote on. And everything is done in a democratic manner. But when you got a private corporation running things, it's not democratic at all. It's a dictatorship. And most Americans know exactly what I'm talking about. And the first thing I hear is, well, that's different. No, it's not. Only in your mind. Because capitalism has more excuses than Carter got liver pills. And that's an old statement there. And I can blow away every excuse that comes to mind. It's no different. When Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, did he say that only democracy exists here but not there? Not that I know of. And when you think about it, it's like, well, maybe democracy should have been imposed there if you believe in it, but clearly Americans don't. They pretend to, but we don't. We've been fighting wars for the past 24 years all over the world to bring them a democracy we don't have. And they want to know why these people are critical of us. Well, these people aren't stupid. And they didn't raise in a culture to where they have to believe and accept without question what we were told to believe. And if you don't believe it, just pretend. No. I'll leave the fantasy world and the dreams in Disneyland. You keep it there and you live in reality. Oh, I got somebody who want to pay them come up. Oh, it's Cher. Welcome back.
And
Cher, I think, there you go.
yeah, yeah, I'm here. No, because I was trying to message you just to remind you I'm here at the backstage. No, I'm here right now
Uh-huh.
in the Starbucks. Just cooling down because my place is like an oven toaster again. It's so hot.
Yeah, Jesse, let me finish this, Cher. Jesse, you can look this up. It's on Twitter because Elon Musk owns Twitter. Um, he's literally sitting next to the president and making decisions for all of us. Now, mind you, Elon Musk is an African American. I know that's confusing for you and a bunch of other Americans because he's not black. Well, not all African Americans are black. Not all Africans are black. He was born in South Africa. His parents are not American either. I think his mother's Canadian. But now he can run for office, but he can't run for president or vice president. He can't do that. The best he can run for is governor, just like Arnold did, because Arnold was Austrian of birth and where his parents were from. His father was a colonel in the SS, for God's sake. But that's beside the point. But Elon Musk is not, he immigrated to the United States to go to college here. But he's an African American. And since he's the richest man in the world, he's sitting right next to Donald Trump, and he's going to have his way. And you know what? Donald Trump supports him because he supports him. Gave a lot to his campaign. And you know what he did? You can look this up. He made Donald Trump throw away the base that voted for him. And you can read what he said there. I'm not going to repeat it here. But he called the base that voted for Donald Trump, what was it, that word? Something fools. Conscientious fools or something like that. It almost sounds like a basket of deplorables, like Hillary Clinton said. Or convenient fools or something like that. Look it up. Elon Musk said it, and Trump supported him. He threw away the base. Why? Donald Trump don't need his voters anymore. Once he got the votes, he doesn't need you anymore. You're just a waste of time. That's why everybody, was all proud and happy that Donald Trump won. Like, okay, now what? And they're all asking themselves that. Now what? Well, you were just called that by Elon Musk, and Trump supported him because of the HB1 visas that are going to be handed out. You think they're going to deport all those people? That ain't going to happen now. Yeah, sure, they may approach the people, but they're going to get them to fill out the paperwork to get an H-1B visa, and they're not going anywhere. But if they start to protest at their job, they just deport them, rinse and repeat. Get some more illegals over here, give them an H-1B visa. Here we go. That's what I was telling all the Filipinos there. If you got a bachelor's degree, because that's what they're looking for, you can easily get an H-1B visa and come over here. They're going to open the floodgates. Why? Because we cost too much. They can hire them for half the cost. Instead of shipping the jobs over into another country, they'll just try to bring the people here. That's obvious.
Sean, where are you now?
I am just south of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay. So does Darren came up in the panel or not yet? I'm the only one who was coming up in the panel.
You're the one that's come up to the panel.
Okay. Yeah, I think Vinko is still sleeping.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my sister. I said, all you MAGA supporters that were looking up at Donald Trump with their mouth open and tongues dangling down, waiting for that trickle. Yeah, you just got a mouthful of shit. How does it taste? And I'm not the one that likes to tell people that I told you so, but I told you so. And I told everybody in the election, you don't have to vote for A or B, okay? Now, when Biden dropped out of the race and was replaced by Kamala Harris, she would be the better choice because she's not a lame duck. Donald Trump getting reelected, he could be a lame duck president because he can't run again, and he doesn't need the voters. Do you really want 4 years of a lame duck president? Because that right there is going to tell you he ain't going to do shit for you. He's going to take care of himself and the people who contributed to his campaign. And the rest of us are going to get a bunch of sweet stories in our ear and an empty bag of promises. Hi, Eds. I dropped the link. Share, can you re-drop the link again? Eds, you should come up here. Enjoy the conversation. But all I'm saying is this: I got with my cousin because he's married to a Filipina, and I know he's probably going to say it again, but I'm like, are you going to support this guy? He just called your wife's country a shithole. And I would not want to have a wife where I got to answer for that. And her look at me, you supported this douchebag that just called my country a shithole? You'd be in the doghouse for that, man. Because if I was Filipino, I'd be looking at the dude and like, you supported this guy? And then someone would say, well, if you look at the squatters area in Manila, yeah, I seen it from the plane when I landed there twice. But I can show you places in Flint that look just like that. In Flint, Detroit, Nashville, Tennessee, Camden, New Jersey, Baltimore, Maryland, all over the place. I can show you places that look just like the squatters area in Manila, especially LA. Now that they're going to have more people joining them because those people that lost their houses. Yeah, I don't know how to pin something to the top like everybody else does. I never really learned that. But like I said, everybody, you're going to learn something from me. I'm going to give you useful information, truthful, useful information, not a load of BS. Even though that's in my name, but the BS is my road name abbreviated, Big Sexy. What happened was back in when my son was in Pee Wee football, the boys used to call me by my road name, Big Sexy. And then when they got into junior high, it changed. Aiden Couch started calling me Uncle BS because everybody started to see me like their uncle. So he called me Uncle BS. They abbreviated it, and it stuck. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to make the channel name, Sean Trucking with BS, because it's funny every time I hear it. Yeah, a lot of people think that, but actually, when they look it up and learn it themselves, they're like, that's an irony because he's actually telling the truth. Yeah. I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat everything and tell you things are fine when they're not. I'm not going to sit here and claim I'm all Christian, like, I'm the number one Christian in Jesus and God loves me to death and everything. No, no, no. I'm not that. I'm not the model Christian. I admit that. But there are some things that I do hold to be true. I can't sit at a table as lush as it is while my man that is sitting next to me is starving to death. I can't sit and enjoy a meal like that. So I'm like, hey, plop some potatoes on there. Here you go. Some people can do that. A lot of Americans, they just pretend that that person's not there. And they're good at it. But they'll tell you how Christian like they are, but when you look at their actions, total opposite.
Hello, Sis Sammy, Miss Beautiful. How are you? And hello, vlogging with Vinco and Ed Vilante. I already dropped the StreamYard link over there. If anyone who comes up in the panel, just click it.
I mean, I am a Christian, Catholic, and there are some things that I draw the line on that I hold to be true. But I may not have been to Mass in probably 15 years, maybe once, but I'm always working. I think the closest I come to church was every time I went to Ed's channel or Mark Lester or Blessed Life. That's been my church for the past, 5 years, 4 or 5 years. Like I said, I almost became a Roman Catholic priest, to be devoted to God and everything. But I just can't live a life of celibacy. I love women. I'm a victim of circumstance in that. But I'll go into any Christian church. But when I start witnessing people judging other people and judging their clothing or whatever, when they start judging other people, I get turned off by that. Because there's a couple of churches I went to that you wouldn't hear that from anybody. They're non-judgmental. Everybody, they talk about their issues, whatever, and they're not persecuted for it. Like, regardless of your sin, we're all in the same boat together. I'm always like, come on in. The water's just fine. I'm no better than you are. And I believe, but I've learned that's the way Christ was. And I said, if you do point into the New Testament, when Christ walked the earth, wherever he became judgmental, you'll never find it. And he never tore anybody down, even his enemies. He lifted people up. He came down here to lift people up, even though you got the evil evangelicals thinking that Jesus came here to bless the white race and make us rich. And I'm like, are you bent? No, he would want to. Go
Sam,
ahead. Yeah.
Sam, you're so holy today. What did you eat? It's just like we talk about more on religion right now.
Well, I moved on that because I was trying to make a point that I'm not the model Christian, but I was pointing out how rich people they claim to be so religious, like, and these politicians try to out Jesus one another, and it's like, no, they're not, because if they did, they would actually be doing what we learned, or at least what I taught and learned. It's like this: I wouldn't allow anybody to go hungry. That's number one. Not being like the rich type that sit there and I wonder who has the top yacht for this week. Hey, darling, hand me that a magazine. Oh, Elon Musk just bought an 180-foot yacht. I got to get the bigger one and waste all that money on that. Me, I'm too busy for crap like that. And when could I ever use something like that? Like, you know what? If I was going to take my kids to go boating somewhere, I'll just rent the boat for a couple of hours. I don't need to buy one, because mostly that people that own boats like that, they're sitting on a trailer in their driveway and rotting. They just sit there. I'm like, look, man, if you're going to purchase something like that, there is one driver I know, Jailbird. He lives up there right next to the lake by Toledo, Ohio. Yes, he bought a yacht, but he's only a matter of walking across the street in the parking lot, and he's right there at the regatta to get on his boat and enjoy it. And he does. He enjoys going out on the lake every weekend.
Yeah, much better to have rent a yacht rather than to buy one. It's because it's too expensive and you need some maintenance for that.
Yeah, yeah. And he tried to convince me to buy one, and I almost did. This one was 83-foot yacht. It had 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a living space area, a room, and it had a big bar. You could fit about 10 people at this wet bar. Oh, it was nice. And it was 3 stories. You had below deck, on deck, and then the upper deck. It was a nice boat. It was called the pacemaker, and I made the joke. If I buy that, I'm going to change the name to the defibrillator. But it was a nice boat. I like JB. If I lived up here, I probably would. But whenever I'm going to get a chance to use it and enjoy it, much less have a beautiful lady laying on it in a nice bikini.
Vlogging with Vinko, he is in the backstage.
He is.
Yes,
I don't see him. I don't see him.
he just messaged here, vlogging with handsome Vinko.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
what
there he is.
happened?
There he is. I got him now.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you now? Bolinte.
Hello. Valente.
Uh-huh.
Vinco,
Sammy was
sono.
there.
Hey, brother Sean.
Vinco, sono affamato. I know a little bit of Italian.
Oh my God.
How are you now, sweet Vinko? How is your sleeping?
Well, sweet share. Yeah, I have a nice sleep. So yeah.
Yeah, me. I have a fever this morning, and yeah, I have no energy. So I just did, uh, you know, um, actual screen record of my drawing in high paint, and I just started to rant over there and record it and upload it on YT. I have
And wait
no
a minute.
time for being live.
And wait a minute. We got to start talking bad about Sammy. Let's aggravate her so she'll come up here. All you got to do is start talking bad about Sammy. She'll come up here. And right now, if she heard
He
me, she'd
has
be like,
no
"Oh, kiss my
Wi-Fi.
ass." Yeah, I know.
Yeah, now it is good. Yeah.
Vinko, would you like to say hello to Sammy?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
People need to understand all people are not the same. So yeah,
That's true.
if you play, with somebody's feelings, you don't respect people will forget that. So yeah.
Uh, Like the old saying goes, some people eat lima beans and some people won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That. Oh my God, Sean. Is there snow in that location or already sunny?
No, there's snow on the ground still because it hadn't melted yet.
Wow.
It, yeah, just as long as it's
Wow.
not on
What?
the pavement.
Yeah. But what about in your place, vlogging with my handsome Vinko?
Nothing, just high winds, minus degrees and stuff, but no snow. Yeah.
Okay. Where is your friend right now? Did he went home now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a night shift tonight. He needs to work. I'm working tomorrow. So yeah. But next week I'm doing double shift, so I won't be home at all. So yeah.
Oh, so when I can see you?
No, you will
Uh,
see me, but I will be in Anya's place. Yeah.
what are you doing in Anya's place anyway?
She has a spare room. So she is working next week. She won't be home at all. She will stay at her friend's. So yeah, I will be there. I asked my
What
brother,
about your
and
brother?
he's, yeah, he's working also.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you know, share. You have to work. You know, you have to save money.
No, 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 no. I was wondering, you have a room over there, and how come you want to sleep in Anya's place?
Well, it will be the first time I'm at her place.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, that's good. So your so your brother invited you over there.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
There is no problem with that. But you can call me. I will I will be available on Messenger. So yeah,
Okay, I'll call you there. Okay, with video.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. You know what, guys? We have to be careful now in taking videos in the bar. Okay, especially in Angeles City. Oh my God! What really happened to my other friend, Honey Bunny? He was humiliated in the live stream.
Honey
You
Bunny's
know,
actually a good guy. I don't know why anybody would want
he's
to
a good
attack
guy.
him.
Yeah, yeah. Someone attacked him during the live stream and said, "Next time, don't post my girlfriend's picture without any consent. Fuck you." Oh my God, that guy doesn't even say to Honey Bunny, "Can I talk to you in a private?" And then that time, Honey Bunny can muted it, but no, he just continues talking while Honey Bunny was live. That is not good.
I tell you, a rising star on YouTube right now is that Chinese girl. I sent you her one of her short videos to share. She
Yeah.
speaks
Hmm.
fluent English and fluent Cantonese, and she makes
Okay.
jokes. And she's got a great sense of humor. She makes jokes about the languages. And the one I sent
Mm,
you is when they were talking about her name. She's
okay.
smiling,
Hmm.
and a girl, and the other girl announces her name. Can you poo? Can you poo? And she looks
Hmm.
down like, maybe you should just call me Ashley. It was really funny.
Yeah. So how many rooms Anya have? Is that the big apartment?
Yeah, sort of, but yeah, it has room for another person. You
Wow,
know,
that's
they don't
good.
use that room. They don't use that room, so yeah, it will come in handy.
Okay, so you must stay there for a while.
Yeah.
Hmm. And then when are you going back to your house, to your mother's place?
I will be there for only 3 days,
Okay. Hmm.
and then after that, I'm home. So yeah.
Okay. So your brother living now over there. It's not in your parents' house.
Well, how can I say this? You know, sometimes he's here, sometimes he is at her place. You know, so
Hmm.
yeah, because
Okay.
sometimes they work at the same time, but sometimes she's like
Uh huh.
morning shift and he's a night shift, and she's a
Hmm.
night shift, he's morning shift, and, stuff like that.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm just really happy that Sean is live. Yeah, Sean is live.
Oh,
Sammy,
ain't
you
got
should
nothing else
be
to
come
do.
here. Sammy, you should come here.
Yeah, like I said,
Oh my.
don't have I don't have anything else to do or anybody else to talk to.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, I was watching ET. I laughed so hard, my god.
Oh yeah, they talking about this group of Australians. They mocking all
Ah,
Filipinas, and they calling all Filipinas fat like a pig. Excuse me, why don't you try to look at the mirror? Who do
that is
you
not
look like?
nice.
And so
Th-
yeah, you know what I said over
it is
there. If
rude.
if we are pig face, if we are pig face, they are skunk. You know skunk.
Yeah, they eat fish.
So what? So what? Everybody's eating a fish.
No, but E.T. when he said that, like, oh, the fish stinks. The fish is crap.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, because they really hate Jamie and the girlfriend, and they keep on mocking this person. I already told them this person, Jamie, already recovering, so he's not alcoholic anymore. So why are you always mocking these people?
Yeah. It is rude.
Yeah, yeah, they're crazy, you know.
I don't believe it.
Oh my
My
god.
my my favorite team to go to the Super Bowl this year, which was the Minnesota Vikings, lost to the LA Rams in the playoffs, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was really hoping for the Minnesota Vikings. Now they're a rival of mine, just not where I hate them like the Green Bay Packers, because I'm a Chicago Bears fan.
What
But my
about
other
you,
guy,
my sweet Dinko?
Oh well,
Sorry,
when
Sean.
I was a kid, I was in the sports, but after that, nah, I lost interest. So
yeah.
yeah.
So
Go on,
I'm
Tom.
taking I'm taking. I don't know if they're still in it. Hopefully they are. Is the Detroit Lions because they beat Minnesota and they're good. But in the
Oh.
AFC in the AFC conference, I'm still up in the air about that. It's Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills. But Buffalo in the regular season beat Kansas City. That's why it's like it's going to be one of those two.
Well, here in our country, people like the most is football. Yeah, football, football, football. So
I
yeah,
mostly get into it when the World Cup is going on, but it's only once every 4 years. That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
got
it is.
that's what got a lot of people into it was with the World Cup.
Yeah, on that world we won silver. Yeah, we was the second. Argentina was the first. So yeah, they have
Oh,
Messi
you
and
were the runner
Ronaldo.
up. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
never forget the year I was going for England for my friend Barry because he's English. It was England against France, and France ended up winning.
Yeah,
And
we beat England like 200 times. My God. And they invented football. My goodness. What the
yeah,
hell?
it wasn't the last World Cup, but the one before that. It was the French and the English. And I had to tell my friends in France, "Vive la France!"
Vive la France. Merci beaucoup.
Oh my God, you speak French.
Yeah, they're our allies. So yeah, we know French.
Just don't make jokes of the French. They hate that. Except for my friends that I know, they know that I got good jokes about the French, and they laugh at it. When I was over there, Cadell said, "Don't make any jokes about the French," because he knew me. I'm like, I'm not. I mean, when I mentioned it to a bunch of people, my friend told me not to make any jokes about you guys and being French, and I said, already some of you are already looking like Robespierre, like somebody's holding a small turd under your nose, and they think that's funny. It's like they're waiting for the punchline. Like, how dare you?
How dare you? Oh my goodness, there is one movie, and in that movie there's like in the end, like, oh, we need to release that nuclear bomb on which country? And they were like, oh, let's go to the Canada. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why I titled this, "Blame Canada," from the movie South Park. They had that song playing, and it's like, what? what our president that's going to be president in the next 3 days
I beat.
is making it a reality, and it's like nobody's buying this crap. Nobody. And if they are, they're crazy. They need to get checked out really quick.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I even wrote to Michael Moore, the famous film creator and documentary person. I said, "Did you think when you filmed that back in '93 and '94 and released it in 1995 that almost 20 years later was going to become a reality?"
Yeah.
Because I've been telling everybody since that was all said about making Canada the 51st state. I'm like, you guys need to go and watch the movie Canadian Bacon. It's a hilarious movie, but
Yeah, I watched it
wasn't.
yesterday.
It wasn't meant to be reality, but it seems like it's becoming a reality, and like, this is nuts. Well, it couldn't have been any better. They had John Candy in it as the sheriff of Buffalo County. Bud Boomer was his name. And the general of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for the president was named General Panzer, after the German tank Panzer. And that was Rip Torn playing that part. That was hilarious. Now, Rip Torn, that was playing Panzer, and John Candy, they both played in the movie Summer Rental together. And in that movie, Rip Torn was a tourist guide and restaurant owner, and he acted like a pirate named Scully.
Oh.
Well, me mateys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they were drinking all night, and he takes them out and tries to teach them how to sail a boat. And he goes, "You got all that?" And John Candy leans over the boat and throws up in the water, right? And Rip Torn goes, oyster crackers. It's ridiculous,
Some movies are CIA funded. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. True. Yeah, there's CIA everywhere, even in our country. Yeah, they're spies.
And or they're trying to start some crap.
Yeah, they love that.
They're going to try to start something so it creates conflict and war in your country, so we can sell you arms to kill each other, and or invade your country so we can rape you of your resources. You see, the Chinese don't do that. The Chinese are far more humanistic.
Yeah,
Instead
they
of
are.
sending the military or arms in to kill people, they send two or three guys in suits
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, you could use some modern telecommunications. You need to build some roads and maybe build you some ports. We'll do all this for free." You won't ever catch America doing that.
They help us a lot in our country, for building bridges, highway and stuff. Yeah, they help a lot.
Yeah,
But,
they're humanistic because they're trying to build humanity up. So
Yeah.
we are all doing business with one another. Like, there are certain products or vegetables or fruit that's grown in your country that doesn't grow anywhere else, and we can trade you what we have for that.
Yeah.
And it
we
makes
do that with them.
harmony is what it does.
We import from them. So yeah.
It's like
because
the Philippines. The Philippines supply the majority of the world with rice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
up until last year when the majority of their crops got wiped out by that typhoon that they got, and I remember the president said no exporting of rice because they needed what they had to feed the people. I knew about that because it destroyed a little bit of JB's crops of rice.
Oh yeah.
But that's where I learned. I'm like, the Philippines is the number one exporter of rice in the world. I never knew that. Now
Yeah, I
we
did
grow rice.
because in my work I have a lot of friends that are Filipinos and they're talking about their country and stuff. So
Uh,
so yeah, I learn a lot
but
from them.
yeah, we grow rice mostly in Arkansas and Mississippi. Ugh. But it's not enough to supply our entire country.
Most of the stuff in our country is vehicles and weapons and food. Yeah,
Uh,
and we sell those. So Croatia become a very very strong country.
and I told everybody, I
But
said, when those tariffs come in practice, that's why I'm going to bring my phone after the 20th. I'm going to bring my phone in with me and record what's going on at the coffee machine. I know that sounds weird, but see, coffee, very small percentage of coffee is grown here in the United States, and it's grown in Hawaii. Okay, the majority, if not all, of the coffee we get here in the United States comes from Colombia,
yeah, yeah, and
and he
Brazil.
slaps a tariff on that. And he slaps a tariff on that. I said, you're going to look at your cup of coffee go to $5 to $6, and I'll tell you what, a lot of drivers are going to be ticked off about that. Right
Yeah.
now, it's $2.70. It's gone up almost a whole dollar in a year. I said it's going to get worse.
Cher, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Ah,
here.
I thought you were
Yeah,
asleep.
no, no, no. I saw my schoolmate in high school, and she's having a meeting over there together with a Somalian two girls. The Somalians they wearing hijab. Yeah, but I don't want to disturb them because they having a discussion over there. So yeah. So did you already take your dinner, my sweet Vinko?
What? I didn't hear you.
Did you take your dinner already or lunch?
Uh, no, no. It is early for dinner. It is 4:13 p.m.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah. I
lunch,
know.
but
Yeah,
Yeah,
dinner
it's
because
in
the
the
is
time
afternoon over in Europe.
yeah.
the time in the Philippines is already 11:14, and after this, I might go home. So what I'm going to do is I might be muted until I came home. It's all right for you guys.
Yeah, mostly everybody right now is going to bed or doing bedroom activities right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I will be here like for another minute, and then I need to go. I need to charge my phone. I need to do my
Uh huh.
videos. My goodness, I have a lot of work today.
Can I call you when I get back
Yeah,
home?
yeah, of course, of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
Mhm.
here.
that's
I'm
what's going on in the Philippines until tomorrow night, where everybody goes out and parties.
Yeah, but not me. I'm not doing party. I don't
Yeah,
do that.
people in Philippines now they're doing boom boom.
That's why I said bedroom activities are going to sleep. That's all they're doing.
Sammy knows that. Sammy knows that.
Oh my goodness! But Ellie is really funny. I will give you a boom boom.
Oh my God. Ellie. Ellie's Adventures Vlog.
Oh
Oh,
jeez.
yeah, I'm going around the bypass of Indianapolis, Indiana. And about 3.5 miles, I'll be getting on Interstate 70 heading towards my house.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take me to the border of Indiana, Ohio, get off right there where the Petro's at.
Yeah. Well, after this, I think I need to get back home. But I'm just trying to drink some water here, before I go
Yeah.
home. So I'll be muted for a while.
But Vinco, I know this
Yeah.
may be a touchy subject in Europe, but I'm still trying to understand where the term Slav came from. I know that is a racist word.
You mean Slavic?
Yeah, well, they say Slav, they
Oh,
call them
it
Slavs
is
or something.
because we have Slovakia in former Yugoslavia, and we were like brothers with Russians, with Slovakia, with Bulgarians, Romanians, and yeah, it is all Slavic country for us.
Yeah,
It's
back
been
in
there
World War
for
II.
for the end of time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in World War II, the Germans looked down upon you as subhuman because you don't retreat before Slavs. You stay and you win, or if you can't
Well,
win, you
because
stay and you
because
die.
half of the Croatia was in a German military. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'm trying to
And
understand what's the big deal about that.
oh well, it is a huge history for us. Even
Uh-huh.
even even what was that share you was watching a long time ago? You're telling me about it in Russian in Russian people. What is that? The Romanovs. Yeah.
Yeah, the Romanovs.
Yeah. It is connected. That is why we are Slavic
Yeah.
people.
Well, Russia, they're descendants from the Vikings. Also, they're called the Rus Vikings, just like in
Yeah,
Wow.
Scandinavia. They were all Vikings.
they're Byzantians. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's where the
They
blonde
have
hair and
like
blue eyes come from.
they will. No. Blue eyes and the blue hair are Germans. All young people from Germany was blue eyes and blue hair. They will not
Well,
accept anyone who doesn't have blue eyes and blue hair. It is
well,
not
before Germany,
Aryan.
yeah, before it was Germania, it was the entire Scandinavian, the Viking culture. That's where the blue eyes
Yeah,
came from. The blonde hair, blue eyes came from. Because you got to
you
look at
know,
the the
Vi-
uh, the environment they were in, which is what caused it.
Yeah, Viking people was a great builders. That is why they have a hammer. Thor, Odin. Yeah, it is all connected. But we Croatians, our ancestors are Rome. Yeah, we are Romans. Yeah, we helped crucify the Jesus. So yeah.
Well, you weren't the one that charged him. It was the
Yeah, I
Jewish
know.
rabbis that did it. That's why
Yeah,
Pontius
but
Pilate said, "I wash my hands of this."
yeah, yeah, it is.
Guys, I'm going home now. Okay, so I'll just come back again.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I need
Uh,
to go too. Thank you, brother Sean.
yeah.
Thank you, my sweet. And
Yeah. Okay,
you
my
call me
sweet.
later. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll,
yes. And Sean, I'll call you. Are you going to end or you still continue
yeah.
for live?
No, no, no. I'm going to end because I'll be at home in about 45 minutes, and my signal will turn to shit when I get out that way.
Okay. Okay, guys. Bye, everyone.
I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye bye.